Hello everyone, welcome back here to the channel. My name's Scott, it's great to be back. It's been a few weeks off here, but I'm back and I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go with some grammar here as my first thing here today. I should say my only thing here today is grammar. What I was thinking, what would be good grammar to teach? Last thing I want to do is bore you with grammar, but grammar is necessary and it's vital and it's important and all those good things about grammar. So I've decided to go with relative clauses for the grammar work here today. And I really want to make this as simple as possible to have you be able to grasp the ideas here and usage and be able to use the relative clauses freely and smoothly and incorporate these clauses in your conversation. So the first, I'm going to do this in two parts. The first part is going to be on defining relative clauses is the focus here. And the relative pronouns that are used are who, which, that. You also use where and when. I'm going to focus on who, which, where, and also that for my defining relative clauses. Okay, I just want to make a simple sentence here to get you started here. So, simple sentence enough. This is the book which I borrowed. Okay, this is the book which I borrowed. And I can also use that as well. This is the book that I borrowed. This is the book which I borrowed. The book is a thing. So for things, we're going to use which and that. The next sentence is using a who, and also that is possible. Actually, before that, because I glanced over the notes I had written, I just want to use it in a plural form too. So this is the book which I borrowed, or that I borrowed, and these are the cupcakes. I love cupcakes. These are the cupcakes which I baked. Or these are the cupcakes that I baked. And two sentences there with a thing, like a book or cupcakes, using which or that. I'm gonna glance over again. My next case is on a teacher, which is a person. Now we're gonna use who or that. So this is the teacher who comes from Pennsylvania. Or this is the teacher that comes from Pennsylvania. Personally, I generally use who with people. You could use that, but in my case, I like to use who with people. So this is the teacher who came from Pennsylvania. Or if I put in a plural of students, these are the students who studied abroad. Or these are the students that studied abroad, okay? So things, which, that. People, who, or that. Clear enough, I hope, on that. And I'll give you some simple sentences. These are defining relative clauses. Now, this information is necessary information, and it's a defining relative clause in that case. So this is the teacher who comes from Pennsylvania. It's vital information there, so it's a defining relative clause. Next up, I'm using where. Now, where is often, you may see or hear that, place equals where. But not always. But let me get to the where as the idea that something happens, something is happening, or something happened, we want to use where, okay? So for example, that's the school where I studied French. That's the school where I studied French. The happening event there is studying French, so I use where in that case. That's the school where I studied French. But if you use the same school, and it's nothing's generally not happening in this regard, then you want to use which. It becomes a thing at that point. So notice a difference here. That's the school where I studied French, compared with that's the school which is the largest in the city. Okay, there's nothing happening there. It's only the size of the school. It becomes a thing at this point. So where gets cut, and you got to use which or that in this situation. That's the school which is the largest in the city, or that is the school that is the largest in the city. So just remember with the where and which in this situation. Where something is happening, where I was born, where I studied, or where I lived. This is the house where I lived. And it's not happening. Well, we'll use which in that case. It becomes a thing. This is the school which is the largest in the city. Okay, that's an important point there, and I hope I made that clear. I don't want to give you too much on these relative clauses today. I just want to give you a little bit more here and notice the difference on how it's going to be used. Okay, now I'm going to use the country of Japan. So Japan is a country. Japan is a country where rice is grown, as you know, very well know. And the rice being grown is happening. So Japan is a country where rice is grown. Okay, I'm focusing on rice growing there. I use where. But notice the difference in this one. Japan is a country which grows rice. Now, I'm not focusing on the rice growing there, but I'm focusing on Japan itself. In that case, Japan becomes a thing, and I use which in that regard. So Japan is a country which grows rice, and Japan is the focus there, which becomes the relative pronoun. Whereas Japan is a country where rice is grown, the focus there is on the rice being grown as something happening, and I use the relative pronoun where. Okay, basically the same, meaning is the same, but just in the grammatical sense, where rice is grown or which grows rice. Notice the differences there on where and which. That's vital because mistakes can be made there, not using where or which properly on a place. So something happening, use where. And just giving information about a place, use which. Person, who or that. Thing, which or that. That's our defining relative clauses for today. There's more I can add on to that now, but I don't want to get too much involved and get deeper into it today. I may in the future, but actually, be sure to watch the clip that follows this one because I want to focus on non-defining relative clauses coming up in the next clip, in the next lesson. So today is defining relative clauses, and next time I'm going to be working on non-defining relative clauses. All good fun, I'm sure. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing and leaving any comments or questions, grammar questions, pronunciation questions, any questions. We would welcome any kind of question. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back here again soon.